It's a story you've been following very closely since this morning. The fierce political face-off over Bihar electoral rolls dominated Parliament today.
That's right, Veera. The Election Commission's special intensive revision of electoral rolls in Bihar has triggered strong political backlash, legal scrutiny and also public protest, with Tejashwi Yadav also threatening opposition's boycott of this exercise. In fact, of also the polls, opposition MPs of the India bloc staged demonstrations inside the Parliament complex today, calling the SIR a voter deletion drive, demanding a complete halt to the process. The ECI, on the other hand, has been saying that the electoral rolls are prepared transparently and that copies are even shared with recognized parties. Now, this is about genuine voters of Bihar, also about their rights. That's what the ECI has said.
That's right. For context here, the Supreme Court, remember, in an interim order allowed the Election Commission to continue the process but directed it to accept Aadhaar, EPIC and ration cards as valid documents. The next hearing is scheduled for the 28th of July. Meanwhile, the Election Commission claims that the exercises removed over 50 lakh ineligible entries, and that's the controversial aspect, including duplicates and deceased voters.
That's right, Veera. Today was the second consecutive day of protest over SIR at the Parliament. The opposition, in fact, also opposed the move in Bihar Assembly today. Technically, where does this process stand? Phase 1, which is the form collection, is nearly complete now. Phase 2, which is verification of documents, begins on the 1st of August. Now, the political heat has, of course, raised serious concerns about transparency and voter exclusions. But the ECI has said that this is about cleanup of the electoral rolls, something that is important in an electoral democracy. Let's take a look at some reactions.
मर गए हैं उनका नाम है, जो जीवित है उनका नाम नहीं है, जो व्यक्ति है उसका दो बार नाम है, उसका तीन बार नाम है, डुप्लीकेसी ऑफ द वोट, ये सारी शिकायतें विपक्ष निरंतरता में हर चुनाव के बाद करता रहा है। और आज जब उनकी शिकायत को एड्रेस किया गया है चुनाव आयोग के माध्यम से, तो उनको उस पर भी शिकायत है, तो छिट भी आपकी पट भी आपकी नहीं चलेगा।
52 लाख की बात नहीं है, सिर्फ बिहार की बात नहीं है। महाराष्ट्र में इन्होंने चीटिंग की। हमने सवाल पूछे इलेक्शन कमीशन से, वोटर लिस्ट दिखाइए, इन्होंने वोटर लिस्ट नहीं दिखाई। हमने कहा कि वीडियोग्राफी दिखा दीजिए, वीडियोग्राफी का कानून बदल दिया। 1 करोड़ नए वोटर्स आए थे महाराष्ट्र में और इलेक्शन चोरी किया। ठीक है, कर्नाटक में हमने रिसर्च की है थोड़ी, कर्नाटक में हमने भयंकर चोरी पकड़ी है। मैं ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में आपको दिखाऊंगा, इलेक्शन कमीशन को दिखाऊंगा। और अब इन्होंने क्या किया है कि अब हम बिहार का पूरा सिस्टम नए तरीके से करेंगे, वोटर डिलीट करेंगे और नए तरीके से वोटर लिस्ट लाएंगे। हिंदुस्तान में इलेक्शन चोरी किए जा रहे हैं, ये रियलिटी है हिंदुस्तान की।
They have made up his mind right from day one. They are continuously disrupting the houses. Even today they are just protesting in front of the Lok Sabha. Why? Because they don't have any agenda. Only they are trying to set only agenda for Bihar elections. ठीकरा फोड़ने का काम ईवीएम पे करते थे, लेकिन फर्स्ट टाइम यू हैव सीन कि नाउ दे आर रेजिंग द क्वेश्चन ऑन द इलेक्टोरल आल्सो. बट बांग्लादेशी, रोहिंग्या, नेपाली, एनी फॉरेनर्स, इफ दे हैव बिकम ए वोटर, तो सर्टेनली इलेक्शन कमीशन विल डिलीट द नेम.
और भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने जिंदा लोगों को मारा है। उनकी वोटर लिस्ट उत्तर प्रदेश की देख लीजिए, जिसकी हमने 18,000 वोट जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के इशारे पर इलेक्शन कमीशन ने और उनके अधिकारियों ने डिलीट किए थे। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग जीतने के लिए प्रशासन का साथ, सरकार का हस्तक्षेप और इलेक्शन कमीशन का सहारा लेते हैं। और बाई इलेक्शन उत्तर प्रदेश का उदाहरण है, जहां पर हम लोगों ने इलेक्शन कमीशन को टैग किए वो वीडियोस, जिसमें प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर ये स्वीकार कर रहे हैं कि हाँ, हमें टारगेट दिया गया था, हमें इतने फर्जी वोट डालने हैं।
Now is Sanjay Jha, working president of the JDU. Thank you, Mr. Jha, for speaking to NDTV. The opposition is saying that you're murdering democracy with the SIR process because they claim a large number of voters are being left out. They're particularly questioning the timing of this exercise, saying that why did this have to be done just 3 months before polls?
The election commission has started this process. I think it is more than 90%. Maybe I was told this almost 98% has already registered their vote. So this process is almost complete. The second part is, which I read in the paper and probably released by Election Commission also. there are 18,66,000 voters. So they are deceased. They are no more. Their name have been deleted. Then you have 26 lakh voters who are not there in their house. They may be shifted somewhere else. Then there are more than 7 lakhs voters. So their name are in the other places also. So they have just deleted those names. I don't know why opposition is doing all this, because that's what Congress or Rahul Gandhi had asked Election Commission to do after Maharashtra thing. They have met Election Commission and they also said they do the cleaning of this list. And that is what they are doing in Bihar.
Sir, it's the same electoral rolls that was used by the ECI during 2024 Lok Sabha elections. When discrepancies are being red flagged now, does it mean that the mandate from Bihar, and it was in your interest then, in your favor, was that not real?
They could have done earlier also. But do they want, if the voters are not there, those who are dead, they want to go for the bogus voting? For those who are no more there? What they are asking for? If Election Commission is saying, if you have any proof, any papers, they are alive, come to us.
Mr. Shah, I was listening to Tejashwi Yadav in the Bihar Assembly today. His specific concern is with over 15 lakh migrant voters of Bihar, and migration has been a problem with your state. People who travel out of the state come back to vote. Is there a concern that they have been removed, a large portion of them have been removed, because these people obviously wouldn't have been around during visits of BLOs to their houses?
I don't think so, because we have also reviewed what migrant workers. They come in festival time, Chhat time, in Durga Puja time, and come and vote also. So most of them, I think it's quite liberalized. They download the form and applied in voter list. Even their relatives are there back home. They are doing their job. So, and we also took feedback from our party side in different districts of Bihar. And they said everything is going fine. There is no issue. Because we have asked if there is any issue, we will take short time with the Election Commission and we'll meet the commission from our party side. But what feedback we are getting from the ground, that lot of voters whose name is, there's duplicate voters. There are voters who are no more there. There are voters who are outside. Their names are also here and their names are also in some place. So it's a job of Election Commission. The Constitution gives this power to Election Commission to conduct election and revise the the voter list.
Sir, the court hearing is taking place. It's scheduled for the 28th of July, and the SIR is the domain of the Election Commission of India. As the ruling party in Bihar, do you think Biharis have accepted the process, the whole document drill that is going on? Do you think this should also be scaled up, or a little more thought is needed there?
Absolutely. Bihar has delivered. It's started from Bihar. It's good. Maybe they will take it to other places also, but they have started from Bihar. And this cleaning was long due. They have done it right now in Bihar before election. And I think Bihari people are cooperated with Election Commission. They have come out, they have given their papers. That is why it's almost 98% have already filled the form. So I think, and even the political party also, they also campaign, they also, our BLAs are in the ground, they are also active on this. And I think it is an excellent exercise done by Election Commission. Fantastic job they have done.
Mr. Chab, you say that the ECI has done a fantastic job, and also because there's been at least one MP in your party who has spoken against the ongoing exercise, the SR exercise. I want to ask you, is this the official position that you support the ECI's work wholeheartedly when it comes to SIR?
Official position, and we are all in support of clearing we don't want any bogus voter. We want no one who a genuine voter should be left, but we don't want any bogus voter.
Well, that's Mr. Jha. Thanks very much for speaking to us, Vasudha. But breaking news coming in as well from Bihar. Tejashwi Yadav seems to be upping the ante, even talking about the potential of an opposition boycott of the elections now.
Absolutely. Tejashwi Yadav has threatened to boycott Bihar polls. In fact, he has said that he will be talking to allies. Remember that RJD is in alliance with the Congress party. Tejashwi Yadav has said that he will take this call after talking to allies. And this is very important, Veera, because this means that the whole sanctity that's attached to electoral democracy, the fact that all parties take part in this process of elections, that could be undermined. This is a major threat by Tejashwi Yadav.
In many ways, it's more about the optics, right, Vasudha? This is about the opposition saying that it will go to any extent to hold its ground as far as this process is concerned, expecting concessions, even as the matter is being fought out in the apex court. I mean, one doesn't really expect the opposition to go that route, beyond a point, but this is pretty much stating its intent at that stage to stand its ground.
I think it's also one way of showing that this issue is very serious, because you remember there have not been that kind of on-ground protests that the opposition would have expected when it comes to SIR. Let's listen into what Tejashwi Yadav said today.
लगता है कि चुनाव आयोग कंप्रोमाइज हो चुका है।
लग तो यही रहा है, हमको बोलने में हिचक नहीं है। अब तक इलेक्शन कमिश्नर ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं की है, लगातार सुप्रीम कोर्ट की सलाह के बाद भी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं की। देश में एक राज्य बिहार है जहां चुनाव हो रहा है और इतना बड़ा ड्राइव अचानक से शुरू किया गया। कई हमारे सवाल हैं, कई कन्फ्यूजन लोगों में है, जिसको आकर के एड्रेस करना चाहिए था इलेक्शन कमीशन को, वो उन लोगों ने नहीं किया। मजबूरन हम लोगों को अदालत का सहारा लेना पड़ा। जब आप जो है चुनाव ईमानदारी से कराइएगा ही नहीं, जो बीजेपी वोटर लिस्ट देगी आप उसी वोटर लिस्ट पे आप चुनाव कराइएगा, तो चुनाव का क्या मतलब? इलेक्शन कमीशन को बोल दे एक्सटेंशन दे दे सरकार को। जब खोल के ही नंगापन आ गया इन लोगों में, बेईमानी कर रहे हैं, तो एक्सटेंशन दे दे। चुनाव क्यों करा रहे हो भाई?
पक्ष एक तरीके से इस पर भी आपस में बातचीत कर सकता है कि चुनाव का आप लोग बाइकआउट कर दे कि भाई अपने खुद से लड़ो और जो करना है।
नहीं हो सकता है, इस बात पे भी चर्चा हो सकती है। वो हम लोग देखेंगे कि जनता क्या चाहती है और सब लोगों का क्या राय है।
Well, Sanjay Kumar, Professor CSTS and Co-Director Lokniti is joining us now. Also, Dr. Suraj Yadav Mandal, who's a spokesperson of the Congress Party. We also have Siddharth Yadav of the BJP joining us. Thank you all of you for being part of this broadcast. Sanjay Kumar, to you first, help us understand the larger picture here, sir, because this threat by Tejashwi Yadav that the opposition could even boycott this election on the basis of the ongoing SIR exercise, that I think is quite serious. Do you see this as just an empty threat, just optics, or just a way of mobilizing one's supporters and voters?
No, I don't think that it's very serious, because this is the first time. And remember, this is not a statement which Tejashwi Yadav has made himself. This is based on a question which was asked by a reporter. So he is responding that if the situation comes to that stage, maybe there is a possibility that we can even boycott election. So I don't think this is very serious. This is not also optics, but I think he's trying to put pressure on the election commission that something needs to be done. This is a very serious issue which needs to be addressed.
Siddharth Yadav,
it's important that you make that distinction, sir. Vasudha, it's important that Sanjay Kumar makes that distinction. It's not just optics, but it also reflects the opposition's position as far as this issue is concerned. Siddharth Yadav, with this kind of an intense conversation, there really needs to be some categorical steps taken to reassure the opposition as far as the process is concerned. Yeah. Otherwise, the whole credibility of the process will come under stake.
No, I think the Election Commission is already doing a lot to take every political party in confidence, and that is why the 1 lakh BLOs, 4 lakh volunteers and 1.5 lakh of booth level agents, which are working along with the Election Commission, which are given by all 12 major political parties who have a stake in Bihar, are conducting this process all together. Now, what one fails to understand is, if the results are coming out that few people have been deceased, few are not permanently residing there, addresses were not matched, anything of that sort, on 1st of August the entire draft roll is going to be put out. Once that is put out, and the booth level agents have been working along with the election commission to do the process, if any discrepancy is there, there's another month for the political parties to raise it. Now you can't be doing that on one front. The booth level agents are participating with the election commission, you are verifying yourself, you are also doing being participant of the process, and on another level, just because you want a scapegoat for your imminent defeat, that you suspect, that you want to paint the entire process as being malicious, so that if you fail tomorrow, which you are going to, you have a scapegoat in place and you can say it was because of the election commission we lost the election.
Right.
This is not the first time the opposition is doing so.
Right.
But this is most unfortunate that the election commission, that the opposition has made it a habit of putting everything on the election commission. You should go fairly to the people. The people are going to come out and vote for you.
Let me ask this question to Dr. Mandal. Dr. Mandal, as somebody from the opposition, the fact that judiciary has not really stayed this process, and I'm aware that the petitioners did not ask for this. They did ask for the electoral rolls to be, in fact, verified by the SE. And the second thing is, we've not seen that kind of on-ground protest from Bihar when it comes to resisting a process like this. Do you think that there is also, in some ways, a difference between what is projected by the opposition and what really is the reality in Bihar? Mr. Mandal?
Oh, yes, you were asking me, sir. The credibility of the Election Commission has gone much below. All these exercises show that BJP and its allies are going to lose the election. They are taking the help of Election Commission, which is not being transparent at all. You have seen what our friend from BJP probably said, that there will be a list on 1st of August. No, sir. It will be on 30th of September. And then there will be no time for the people to, verify their names, whether it was cut deliberately or whether it has to be added. What has happened is, in the first month of January 2025, that is January 2020, there was a revision of electoral rolls. Normally, after that, it is supposed to invite, people are supposed to respond to this revised election rolls, electoral rolls, and say whether their names are there or not. And suddenly, in April or May, you have this election commission coming up with this idea, because they say that SIR will be done.
Okay.
SI is the word I, intensive, was added, and there is simply no provision, there is no precedent of this kind in any state, whether they have done just 3 months, 4 months before election. Every voter has to enroll himself.
Mr. Mandal, these points have been made. Sanjay Kumar, in a state like Bihar, I mean, as someone who has followed and predicted and perhaps studied elections for so many years, in a state like Bihar, which is known for close elections and close margins in some sense, the process coming under such scrutiny just months before an election, what does this mean to the whole process itself? Because the images that we are playing on your screen right now is of the opposition really taking the offensive on this issue. Where does this leave the entire process itself?
No, Veera, you are referring to the 2020 assembly election and some of the previous assembly elections as well. Yes, we all know that the election of 2020 was very close election. Only a few thousand votes. The difference between the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan was only a few thousand votes. The kind of exercise which is being carried out and the numbers which has come out at this moment, that, the names of 53 lakhs voters have been deleted. So in an election which is being, decided by a few thousand votes for the entire state, a party wins or a party loses the election. This is going to be very, very crucial for both the alliances. And that is why the noise which is being created by the Mahagathbandhan alliances, you can see that the kind of noise is being created by Mahagathbandhan alliance. They know that in a tight election, and my own sense is that this is a tight election.
Okay.
I don't get a sense that this is a one-way wave in favor of one alliance or the other. So it is heading for a tight election. And if it is heading for a tight election, such an exercise is going to be very, very crucial for
before I go to Siddharth
the party
Yadav,
which seems
Sanjay Kumar, also help me understand the numbers here. 56 lakh voters if they are out, which means there could be around 23,000 voters in every constituency. There are over 52 seats which the RJD lost by 5,000 votes is what Tejashwi Yadav is saying. How do you look at this being a double-edged sword for both sides of the political spectrum here, because there are so many close seats here?
No, I don't think that ND or the BJP has anything to lose, because the kind of documents which are being required from the voters, who are the ones who are unlikely to possess this voter in larger number? These are the voters who are on the margins of socio-economic ladder. And if you go by the past data of voting pattern, it is very clear that people who are on the lower ends of the socio-economic margin are largely the voter of the RJD and their alliance. So if their names will be deleted, rightly or wrongly, I don't know at this moment, we will get to know, then it is the RJD Mahagathbandhan alliance which is going to lose, which will be the loser. I'm not saying that NDA and their alliance will not be, at a receiving end, but the proportionality, it is the Mahagathbandhan and their alliance partner which is going to lose in much bigger numbers if the names of voters are getting deleted. If you look at the breakup of these 53 lakh voters, I think a very sizable number of voters, it is being mentioned by the Election Commission that they are dead, they are no more. The question should also be asked of the Election Commission.
Okay.
So, what happened? Is this, the death came during the last 1 year after the Lok Sabha elections? What happened when the last revision took place? So, there are question marks on the Election Commission revision of electoral roll when they revised the electoral roll during the 2024 Lok Sabha election.
No, you're raising a very valid question, but the question, Vasudha, given that this has come to this situation, and this is to both Siddharth Yadav as well as Mr. Suraj Mandal, what next? I mean, how do you restore the process, the credibility, and go through it, given that Sanjay Jha has, clearly put out, Sanjay Kumar has clearly put out the numbers, the closeness of an election. What next?
Let's ask that question to Siddharth Yadav. Siddharth Yadav also, because like Veera rightly pointed out, how will you counter those claims, and also this understanding that this might actually impact the poorest of poor voters of Bihar?
No, let me first make few things clear. Number one, I totally do not agree, and I want to discredit any analysis which says that in this exercise, poor people or people who are from the marginalized backgrounds are going to be, discredited, their names are going to be deleted, and henceforth, few political parties which, my learned friend Sanjay Kumar ji were highlighting are only going to be disadvantaged. I do not think such analysis should be made. Point number one. I'll give you another reason for that, why this can't happen. Even if anybody doesn't have one out of those 12 documents which are asked, without any of those documents as well, the BLO can go and identify the person, that so and so person lives in that area, but take into account the pradhan, local pradhan, take into account the neighbors, and the person is living there, and the name can be included in the electoral roll. This is the process which is happening. So one should not say that if one doesn't have one out of one of those 12 documents, then the name is automatically going to be deleted. One must also keep faith on the 1.5 lakh BLAs of the political parties, which include the BLAs from RJD, Congress, all those parties who are on ground. This is how politics works. 4 lakh volunteers, 1 lakh BLOs. So it's an extensive exercise. That point number one. Point number two, if people are found in an SIR, which is not unprecedented, I would wish to correct my learned friend, it is not unprecedented. It has happened in 2003, happened in 87, it was completed in 30 days in 2003 as well. So this is not unprecedented, point number one. But this is, for the Election Commission to come out and, build that confidence. But having said that, even if 18 lakh people are found, who are not alive, who are not in the list, and who couldn't have voted, doesn't mean that this exercise did not happen before the Lok Sabha elections. So those people voted. It is a possibility that
Mr.
someone
Mandal,
might use those people who are dead and who are not included in the list and vote.
Okay, point taken.
What, do we want those possibilities to be there in Bihar Lok Sabha elections?
Yeah, Mr. Mandal.
Is RJD going to benefit from that?
Yeah, Mr. Mandal.
No, just now it is very clear that all the orders of the Election Commission are not transparent at all. They are giving figures. They are not saying whose name is being deleted. Who are these people? They have not uploaded anything. And you have seen in the field where some of our senior journalists who are now YouTubers especially people like Ajit Anjum, who has exposed the scam of election commission. FIR is being lodged against them because they have much to hide. All that they are doing doesn't hold ground at all.
Okay,
and BLOs of only government are supposed to verify.
Okay, point
but
taken.
what is
Professor
happening?
Sanjay Kumar, you talked about the role of ECI, the responsibility of the Election Commission of India. Sir, what should the ECI at a point like this be doing? Because there is also a threat from the opposition party. They're saying that they could boycott the elections.
No, I think one simple thing should be invite all the. I think first they should have at least this exercise and took the political parties into confidence. They should have invited leaders from all political parties to come and sit, clear the doubt. At least these initiatives should have been taken place. But I think if my information goes, such steps were not taken. Look at the fast pace at which the Election Commission moved forward. The notification came on the 24th of June, and the process started taking place on 25th of June. When the noise was being created, if I had to advise, I would have said, look, stop the process for a while, maybe for a week, bring political parties, take political party into confidence. I think this exercise should have been done by the Election Commission, which they have failed to do.
Okay. Thank you, all of you, for joining us on this broadcast.
Clearly,
an evolving issue that will resonate in the floor of the House, in the Bihar Assembly, like it did, and also something that will be a flashpoint in the days to come.
And it may not be one that's going to be restricted to Bihar in the coming years, because question of Election Commission and the election has been raised by the opposition repeatedly. There needs to be a categorical answer.